So after that whole fiasco with landing on the moon and everything that went wrong with that, I decided, just as kind of maintenance housekeeping work, I decided we're going to take Spork 10, we're going to go through for another re-entry and landing. And I noticed something wrong. Look inside there. Look at that nose cone. Look what's supposed to be a nose cone. It has been damaged in some extremely implausible fashion. It is no longer this smoothly aerodynamic rounded cone shape. I expect that this is something that happened with the unintended staging event that happened during launch. It's related to that. I can't re-enter this thing in that fashion. It'll be absolutely uncontrollable. It'll explode. Jeb will die. Came up with a plan. First, we're going to go up to a much higher orbit just for expediting a rendezvous with Adventure Station. I'm going to come back and do a rendezvous here. I'm thinking that there's a way that I can take care of, getting this Spork 10 back down out of orbit and still, Jebediah will still survive. Here we are doing a kind of a kamikaze banzai rendezvous with it. That was kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed it, This is being slow and careful stuff. You don't need to do that. See, the problem is Spork 10 has no provision for controlling the thing if it's unmanned. It has to have a pilot in there. So here's the plan. I'm going to get up there right next to the space station, and I'm going to punch the throttle up just a little bit, just enough to deorbit the thing, and then immediately EVA. Jeb's going to jump out, and he's going to use his pack to get over to the space station. Here we go! Hatch is obstructed. Can't exit. Throttle to 0. This is a problem. I don't know why Jeb is smiling, because this just turned into a really horrible complication. So this, what I'm looking at, this vehicle can't re-enter. It can't dock. It doesn't have any docking ports. Jeb can't get out of it. I appear to be running out of options. Yeah, all this was happening earlier whenever I thought I was just going to be recording just basic housekeeping, another re-entry, another landing. I wasn't recording on the microphone. But realized it, and I'm looking at something quite a bit more serious than that. So decided to stop it and go and wait until we can pick up and actually record live, which is what we're doing now. Here we are live. Okay, so there was a little bit of time that I had between realizing how very thoroughly screwed Jebediah is, and then going, I shut down the game, walked away for a little bit, came back and decided to play and record some more. I got a plan. Jeb, I think there's a real good chance that we are going to get you back down to the surface of Kerbin in one piece. Or, not too many pieces. Here is the plan just in a nutshell. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a re-entry pretty much like normal. Take a look with even with our violently unaerodynamic nose or damaged nose cone in there. And I'm going to take a lesson from a couple of things that I've done unintentionally through poor spaceplane design a couple of times. We are deliberately going to put this thing into a completely unstable situation. I want to get it down there, say around 60 kilometers altitude, and we're going to yaw violently sideways, and I'm going to put this thing into a spin. Because previous experimentation has shown that while the G-forces in that situation will likely become very brutal, they are survivable for a Kerbal and for the spaceship. And it also shows that the drastic increase in drag in that situation, it causes the spaceship to slow down so much that re-entry heat ceases to be a problem. And we'll just continue. I know it'll be in this violent spin long enough, and we'll wait until it loses enough altitude, loses enough speed that it drops subsonic. At subsonic speeds, I believe that the increased drag from our damaged nose will be not as big a factor. The airplane will still have trouble flying, and it will not fly as well as it was previously, but I just need it to fly well enough. First, let's drop this thing down to 100 kilometers. I don't know, Jeb. This is the best plan I can come up for you. We can go ahead and think that maybe we have, you know, we can't have you hanging out inside that tiny little cockpit for just days, weeks, months while we think whatever's coming up. And, you know, other things that we also need to consider. This is lessons that other people have learned. Hell, the lesson that I should have learned is to never ever have a spaceship without a single docking port. If this had just a simple docking port, then he would be able to dock with that station and he'd be able to get out of the spaceship that way. Or, you know, if it had a docking port, then we could send a rescue vehicle up to him. You know, have him get out. You could even attach a probe core to the thing so that Spork 10 would be controllable. Anyway, there are many options. In designing and putting this thing together, I was so obsessed with not getting too many parts. I figured that if Spork 10 ever needed to dock to anything, then the docking apparatus would be part of the payload, would stick in front of the nose. That was my thinking. Obviously, this thinking was flawed. It just needs a docking port right back here. So, you know, we may even make do with that butt ugly stock shielded docking port, one or the other of them. Yep, right about there. Okay, now let's take a look at the globe and figure out where we're going to do this re-entry. It's going to re-enter faster than usual. Oh, we could... do we want to try it just right now? I don't know. That may be a bit too much. Yeah, okay, we'll go around one more time. One more orbit, Jeb. And then we'll go for it. One thing, it's weird. You see this, the question mark, the unknown? It's something happened. It's a bug because of my mods, that it has to be, that whenever I first started up the save, I had several unknown objects. I decided to track a couple of them that looked like they might be doing something strange. And I have yet to come up with a single unknown object since then. And we're in my save, yeah, we're up to like day 3 in however many hours. We're not gonna really dilly-dally around and angst over this whole move, Jeb. It's better just do it. Let's move. So perhaps this. And we want it like 20 kilometers below. Just kind of guessing at some numbers. Okay. And here we are on our way down. So at this point, go ahead and stage, get rid of all that junk. Hello, stage. Yeah, there we go. And it's worse than I thought. Is that thing stuck? Okay, no, that part's moving. That part's levitating in front. Isn't that fun? Here, can we RCS back? Here, turn RCS on. RCS backwards out of that. Yeah, let's just get away from that, huh? Worse than I thought. We have totally broken physics on this thing. Everybody just look away and pretend that isn't there. It's definitely damaged. Jeb is still a happy guy. But then again, you know, ever since these guys' stats became available, we know for a fact Jeb is not the sharpest kerbal in the tool shed, if we're going to horribly mix up some metaphors. And there we are. I'm actually thinking I'm going to really take my time and not do any of that physics warp while in the atmosphere. I'll turn that RCS off, and it's not needed here. Okay, we're going to the joystick control at this point. Let's go and leave the SAS on, help us keep some kind of stability. So I want to basically just keep it, keep it aimed into the nose first, into the relative wind, down to, say, as we approach 60, I want to try and do this big braking maneuver. As long as we can keep some kind of, actually, we'll say around 70, we'll try and do a big aero braking maneuver. And just hold that for as long as we can maintain any kind of stability, just to slow down as much as we can up in the hot air. Because there's just no way. There's no way this thing is going to remain controllable. High Mach speeds, hypersonic, you call that. KSP longitude, right? I was wondering about this. Negative 74.5. And this thing has impact longitude, negative 55. And increasing. How about that, huh? I want to be able to look at this or project it if it were just a pure ballistic arc where the impact longitude would be, and be able to use that to help, you know, to modulate our angle of attack and everything that we need in order to be able to steer the whole reentry and land where I want it to. I could even try it from in here. I just noticed, hey, look at that, the IVA, if you put our nav ball in there, is mirrored backwards. That is a glitch, bug, error, some kind of thing like that. Yeah, here's yet another nav ball. I like this one. I think I like this one better than the black and dark green version, except this one still has the flaw that the prograde retrograde markers are very close to the shade of this light gray that we have up here, and they can be difficult to see. It's an interesting. This is yet another kind of design challenge, design problem. Coming up with a nav ball that's going to be easy to read, because we have all these. It needs to have high contrast, not only with the relatively dark blue of the maneuver node mark, but also this very light, this yellowish greenish, whatever that is, for the prograde retrograde. And of course red for the docking indicator if you have that mod. The pink. But I've got a couple ideas, things I really think I want to try and play around in image editor, GIMP, try and put something together. I think I got an idea of something that will work with that. I don't know. I've used this Kerbal Engineer part for so long. Hey, we're down below 70. Alright. Really hesitant to give the thing up. Alright, I'm not attempting to climb here. I'm just going for like maximum drag. We're even going to put it kind of sideways here. Lots and lots and lots of drag. Try and really slow this thing down. Even though all the drag that I can produce at this point is only giving us, what's that, like a third of a G? Something like that. And it's starting to kind of fight a little bit. Even a relatively low equivalent airspeed. And if we drop down to as low as 60 kilometers, if we haven't just naturally gone out of control yet by that point, then I'm gonna yaw the thing as hard sideways as we can possibly go and deliberately make it go unstable. Tell you what, let's pull the other direction now. Oops, okay, whoop, that may have been it. Alright guys, no, okay. Come on, guys. We can pull back. More drag. Oh, pulled almost 2 Gs there. Isn't that nice? Good, 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 good. Of course, we're definitely losing control at this point. Definitely slowing down, so that's good. Yeah, we're approaching 60 kilometers now. Beginning of re-entry effects. Tell you what, we're going to... Let's try. I've just put the rudder hard over. Let's try and make the thing unstable. Come on, spin out. Just do it. Okay, if I just let go of the controls now, I really want you to go out of control. I want you to spin. Oh, let's turn the SAS off. How about that idea, huh? Now you're starting to get the idea. Come on. You can do it. Because we're dropping too fast. We're going to get too hot here, guys. Come on. Alright, okay, this is starting to look appealing. Okay, there's lots of drag on that one. Come on, you can do it. I want you to go even more out of control. Okay, now I'm hands off the controls. This looks like this is going bad. Yeah, pulling 5 Gs on that one. Good, 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 good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, spiking up there 8 Gs. But, you know, Kerbals are tough. They can take this stuff. Oh, it should be noticed. Yeah, Jeb is still smiling. He's still okay with it. Yeah, we definitely are violently out of control at this point. Rapidly dropping Mach numbers. That's good. I still worry. Okay, we're below, you know, 48 kilometers. We're still Mach 12. I'm really worried that we're not slowing down fast enough, guys. Come on. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, oh, no, that was a part we didn't really need. That part. That was the part that was screwed up anyway. Okay, there's pulling 11 Gs. We can do it. We can do it. Okay, now we're seriously slowing down. Good. Okay, approaching Mach 7. I'm beginning to feel better about this now. Yeah, it's my intention not to touch the controls at all, not do anything to attempt to save this or fight it until we go subsonic. Still occasionally getting up there like 11, 12 Gs, but it's not like staying at 12 Gs, you know? Okay, I think this plan's going to work. Of course, we're like right in the middle of the ocean. Okay, that looks like maybe it's starting to be controllable again. Here, let's try it. Even though I was said that I wouldn't. Guys, let's try to pull back some. Okay, and it looks like it's going to be controllable here. Actually, we're approaching the transonic region. I don't know if we have enough fuel to make it to land now. No way to plan this re-entry, but even so. I wished I could have... Oop, yep, okay, there's transonic, and we're wanting to violently yaw to one side some. Come on, you can... Woo! And... Alright, okay, now we're subsonic. Can we regain some control, please? Regain some control, please. Get the nose pointed into the relative wind. Thank you. Oh, wow, yeah. Alright, let's add some power as we get down here at minimum controllable airspeed. Yeah, get up there around 100. And now we're pushing Mach 0.8 again, which causes problems, so throttle back some. Not all the way, come on. Okay. So, yeah, we'll maintain around this airspeed. Let's see if we can maintain some altitude and see if we can actually travel far enough to get to land. Wouldn't that be nice? I suppose I should be happy. I should be gratified that the first part of this plan appeared to work. No throttle, come on. In that, yes, this was a viable wing. The vehicle itself survived that re-entry, so how about that, huh? And we treated the damaged nose cone. We used that as kind of like... It was an ablative heat shield is what it was. We just ablated that thing right off. Yeah, this airplane, which formerly was a pleasure to fly... Oh, hey, there's our space station going overhead right now. Is now not a pleasure. No, it's really fighting. There is no way I'm going to make it to land. No, not really possible. I wonder if that's any close. No, it really looks like this is the closest. I'm right in the middle of the ocean, guys. Oh well. Okay. Well, I'm going to say right now that this looks like this is the end of Spork 10, because even if we manage to set this thing down, go for a splashdown, or if by some miracle we make it to land, and do a landing, yeah, the vehicle is being retired. We're not going to attempt to repair this one and get it back into a space-worthy state. Yeah, I've been wanting to... This was like a initial... like first sketch towards how to make my space plane launching vehicles, how to make those work in the whole Rescaled system, where we need so much more delta V, and we're using things like the liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. I've got other things that I want to do in order to make a space plane, it's not a shuttle style, see, because shuttle implies shuttling cargo back down. I'm not doing that. So space plane style launchers. But I don't want to take several episodes to work those out right now. We've got mysteries happening with our engineer mod. So we may consider, is this reparable, or do we have to consider, dare I even say it, God, do we maybe even going with, my God, I have trouble even saying it, maybe going with MechJeb. Damn. Or, I don't know, maybe, yeah, there's options we have to consider. And so I'm thinking that while we continue the actual space program, start getting some more probes out there to moons, and starting to send a couple of interplanetary probes and build on our space station some more, we're actually going to be using rockets. Because those are just so quick and easy to, slap a decent rocket together in the VAB in just a couple minutes. Whereas, a decent, a versatile, well-designed spaceplane launcher, a spork. Why don't I just call it what it is? This is the spork. A spork is considerably more effort to design. Yeah, there's no way we're making it land. Not gonna happen. I suppose, you know what I should do? Here, let's throttle back, turn the SAS off, and let's actually go down low and just set this up for a splashdown. We'll save some fuel in case I want to manage my throttle to help manage airspeed for the inevitable splashdown. Which this is going to be more tail heavy than it was before, and also significantly more drag up front than it was before. So it's going to be, it's going to have definite pitch stability issues. At least it's daylight. That should help. Although one side effect of this mod that we're doing is that quite often the actual surface of the water can become very difficult to see. So we'll probably be looking at this. And isn't this interesting that sea level and terrain altitude are so different? And they should not be. So that's another kind of a bug. Okay, sea level coming up real fast here. Let's pitch back some. Interesting 700-meter difference between what it's telling me sea level and the actual surface of the water. Let's actually add a little bit of throttle here. A little more throttle, just. Here we go. I want to be able to really take that vertical speed down to just about nothing. A little more. Oh, no! Hey, guess what? The sea level indication was accurate. Oh, man! Oh, come on! It was a good plan. Oh. Oh, Jeb, we hardly knew you. That's terrible. That was a horrible tragedy for a space program. Oh, yep, Spork 10's done. But on the bright side, hey, this is up to episode 10, and I don't even know how many launches before we lost our first Kerbal in this one. So, yeah, oh, that's a plus. Besides, Bill and Bob were they needed something to do. Yeah, you shouldn't laugh at tragedies like that. Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll cease recording a little bit, come back when we're working on some new ideas here.